Welcome back to the Playhouse. Yani, if you're catching us here, do yourself a favor and go and start from the beginning. If you're catching us here and you haven't gotten the music, the links have been scrolling. Prezzo's first album, Naleta Action, is available. You know, he talked about it being available hard copy back in the day. It's now available for you anywhere that you are in the world. You are able to get the music. Just click on the links in the description, in the comments, and go and get that. Go and, as we used to say back in the day, go and cop that.
Go and cop that.
Go and cop that.
Yeah.
And also, it's available for the best price ever. So, Prez, thank you for making that happen on behalf of CTA. I asked you to reduce the price of your album, and you said more than willingly.
Absolutely. And, you know, we work hand in hand. Kidole kimoja akiui chao. So, I appreciate you too, and let's get it.
Let's keep it moving. Hey, bro, I wouldn't lie to you. You left my jaw on the floor with that last story, man. Yo, that one, that's giving us content right there. And mad respect even just for that conversation.
Right.
Okay, where does the story go from here?
So, the story from here, I got out of jail, and then Nikki's mom said she wants to talk to me, and I said okay, you know. So we went to her home, not in the office. We went to her home, and she was telling me, I also wanted to meet her to say thank you, you know, thank you, Mama, for, you know, taking care of this situation. But at the same time, she had a message to pass across to me, and she was like, it's fine, whatever I've done, that's okay, but do not break my girl's heart, you see. So, man, you know, like when I left there and I was going home, I really had a lot of contemplating to do, you know. I really thought about things, you know, because everything was happening so fast for me. So we got home. That day I just said, you know, I'm gonna go and hibernate. I went, took a shower, got into bed. The next day was a different day. And then came the Chagua Latinis, which I pulled up with Nikki. And that Chagua Latinis I pulled up with Nikki, you know, like it was a whole buzz because everybody was talking about Prezzo and Nikki.
So your whole life became, it wasn't just the music that people now would talk about with you. It's the whole lifestyle. What's he wearing? What's he driving?
Yeah,
who's he with?
Yeah, who's he with? Exactly. So, you know, I pulled up with Nikki in that Chagua Latinis. You know, she was nominated for some awards. I was too. But unfortunately, I got the awards and she didn't. So I gave my awards to her. You know, I was like, yo, you know what? These are yours too, you know. And she's like, no. I'm like, no, just take it. So that's the kind of vibe that we had at that time.
Okay, full stop. Where do we go next? Musically or just where does this story go next in terms of what's the next song then that Prezzo drops? Or is this when, because I'm not sure, is this when the big brother checks in or not yet?
No, not yet.
Much okay.
Not yet. So the next song was myself featuring Kaz.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my next
Tupendane.
song. Yeah, Tupendane.
Nice. I like that one.
Yeah, that was my next song. And same with like the other songs, you know, like I wrote the hook, I wrote the whole song, but I needed a female vocalist to jump on it. So the original one went like, nataka uwe wangu we niwe wako wangu wa maisha, nataka tupendane maisha mi. But I needed a female vocalist. And I said, you know, I'm gonna do this. I ran it by, my house wasn't far from Ulopa, Ulopa studio. So I went to Ulopa and I told him I have this idea, you know, and Ulopa was like, Kaz would be perfect for it. And I said, but then where's cars?
Where's cars?
Let's get cars, you know.
And we go way back with cars as well.
We do.
It's not just about meeting cars.
Yeah.
Cars was actually also in Braeburn, but then after.
Absolutely. And I hold her as a sister to me, you know. So we did Tupendani. Did the video with the Gopa DJs. Mad respect. And that song also blew up.
Yeah.
You know.
Every successful man has a strong woman behind him. This is my story.
Nataka uwe wangu we,
Niwe wako,
wangu wa maisha. Nataka tupendane,
tupendane.
maisha milele. Nataka uwe wangu we,
Niwe wako,
wangu wa maisha. Nataka tupendane.
yeah. Tumekuwa pamoja for a pretty long time, and after 5 years I'm still proud to call you mine. But see, you're right easy with the ups and downs, with me going through my break from a boy to a man. All along ulinipenda still, while I'm out on tour haupanui umechill. Ndo maana mina kuita my first lady, plus I know down south is engraved Prezzo only. It's just only a matter of time kabla nikuvishe pete nikuite my wife, and make you mine for the rest of my life. Give you my love, respect, plus I'll treat you right, girl. Sitawahi kukuweka out of sight. Tutaroll kama Emils and Lucy side by side. Girlfriend, show you're right. Tutaroll just like Prez and Kaz. Come on.
Nataka uwe wangu we,
Niwe wako,
wangu wa maisha. Nataka tupendane,
tupendane.
maisha milele. Nataka uwe wangu we,
Niwe wako,
wangu wa maisha. Nataka tupendane,
tupendane.
maisha milele.
Weni nyota kwangu kila saa unang'aa, mara nyingi
That song blew up, and this was around, say, 1998.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. 2000.
2008, not 90.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, 2008, sorry. It was 2008. And just after that song happened is when now I ended up being married to Mama Zari. You get me?
Yeah.
So after Tupendane, next was like the whole Mama Zari vibe. And Mama Zari, you know, loved Ngechu, but she hated Prezzo, you know. So I was living in a penthouse at that time, very beautiful penthouse. It was on Likoni Lane. And we had a star-studded A1 wedding.
Yep.
You know, with the hoses, whose brother, I did not minimize on the budget. We needed to take, we needed to have it, you know. I did not hold back. So we get married, I get married, we move into this house. We moved from the penthouse and moved into a mansion. Because you see, I wanted to satisfy my baby mama at that time, my wife at that time. I wanted to satisfy her with the finer things in life, with no budgets being held back or anything. You like that? Okay, you can grab. You like this? You can grab. You want that? Okay, grab. You see? So we got a house that had 6 bedrooms, and it was just the 3 of us. Myself, my daughter, and Mama Zari, and 2 house helps. You know, 2 house helps. Like, one was for the baby, the other one was for cleaning. Oh, and I had this dog that Nazizi gave me, a pit bull. I called her Picasso. you know. But Picasso was truly and truly, you know, pit bulls are very emotional dogs. So when Zari was born, Picasso wanted to get rid of Zari. So as a parent, you know, I had no choice but to get rid of Picasso before Picasso got rid of Zari. So I had this friend of mine, he's called Martin. I called him up, I told him, yo, because he loved dogs. And I told him, I have a present for you. And he's like, oh, cool, what's up? You know, he lives in Loresho. So I said, I have a present for you. And he said, what's that? So, you know, I took Picasso. I took him without even Mama Zari or Zari knowing. Because I knew I had to do what I have to do. So I took Picasso. If I put Picasso for sale, I would get a clean 80 ngwizi. Clean, you know. But because of the circumstances, I just wanted to get rid of Picasso, you know. So I go to Martin, I gave him the pit bull. Martin was ecstatic. He's like, oh my God, bro, yo, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what did I do to deserve this? I'm like, I just seen the love that you have for dogs, you know, and I thought this would be a good, you know, addition to your... The guy's like, thanks, bro. But deep down inside, I was the one saying, no. Thank you, bro. You know, because you don't know the pressures that this bitch has given me.
Literally.
No, it's true.
It's a female
dog, yeah. So please don't censor that.
I'm not going to censor the bitch, man. Yeah, she was a bitch.
Yes, she was a bitch. And when it got to the point where the bitch had to go, the bitch has to go. So
it's feeling good that I'm not going to censor that.
She was a female dog, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So, you know, like in between that time, like I said before, Daisy, Mama Zari loved Ngechu, but she hated Prezzo, you know. And she wanted me to stop doing music and probably be an accountant or a teacher somewhere, or, you know, a carpenter, anything but not music, you know. And I was like, man, I spent so much time, blood, sweat, and tears into building this brand. I'm not going to let it go just like that. So from that point onwards, like, you know, I left them with that mansion that I was living in, and I took another penthouse just down the road, you know, in Piers Park. And that's where, you know, Brian Smalls.
Smalls, yeah.
Yeah, Smalls was living in that compound too, and all that, you know. So for like maybe a year, I lost myself, you know. For 1 year, like, I used to have my bodyguard bringing me food, bringing me whatever I want at the house. I never left the house for a whole year.
Yo.
It was like I was in house arrest, you know. And I was slowly but surely getting into depression, you see. So after that, I received a call. After 1 year, I received a call, and this brother called Andrew Nyanja, he called me. He's like, what's up? How you doing? I said, I'm good. He said, chairman would like to meet you. So I said, chairman, you know. And he's like, yeah, my Jenga would like to meet you. I said, my Jenga would like to meet me. Okay. Why? The guy's like, no, just, you know, come to Karen, you know, there's nyama there for you, everything, da. You know who my Jenga is?
Yes. The Mongiki guy.
Yes. So he wanted a meeting with me. You see, now if you put yourself in my shoes, you ask yourself so many questions. I was asking myself so many questions. Like, what is it that chairman wants to talk to me about, you know?
And also, let's be real, you're in this state that you've just told us that you're in.
Which state?
In terms of going through the depression.
Yes. Yes, I'm in that depression state. So I told my bodyguard, I told him, my Jenga would like to have a meeting. What do you think? Good thing about my bodyguard, shout out to OT. OT was always like, Rojo. It's like, let's go, How are you going to win if you don't play? So I looked at the guy like this. I said, matter of fact, for that line, I'm going to add your salary. What did you say? How are you going to win? How are you going to win if you don't play? And let's go. Went to Karen. And my Jenga had this movement, and he needed me to be the youth leader of the Mungikis. You see, he wanted me to be the youth leader of the Mungikis, of that whole movement. And who am I to say no? Because every day I go down on my knees, I ask God to give me opportunities and show me the route, which way to go. So if I had just abandoned this whole meeting, then maybe that was my big break, So we kick it with Mheshimiwa and Jenga. He gives me his vision and how things are supposed to go. And I tell him, cool, Then the Mheshimiwa put me in a situation. He said, he was giving me responsibilities. Like, he'd be like, what time should the media come tomorrow? I'm like, damn it. If I say 9, maybe it might be too late. If I say 7, then it might be too early. I had those moments, But he was a very cool guy, and he was a guy who got love for his family and his people, and automatically he included me as his people. So I was in the whole 9 yards. And then just right after our meeting, say 4 or 5 days later, there was this movement called Limuru 2B. Limuru 2B was a demonstration, that was orchestrated by chairman. At that time, really, I didn't have much knowledge of what the demonstration is. But if chairman says we're demonstrating, we're demonstrating, yeah. No questions later. So we went to Limuru, We went to Limuru, convoy of cars. And I had my driver, I had the bodyguard, and I was at the back. So when we got to Limuru, the cops already had a word that we were pulling up there. Now, they were ready for us, like, whoa. We got there, now, you have to go with the flow. When you see them dosi chomoka, you also have to chomoka, How did they blast us with tear gas?
Yo.
Tear gas canisters. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, because you feel like there's pins and needles in your pupil. You're just in a bad place. So we struggled with them, and then, at the end of the day, they arrested chairman. So Paul Mwite is the one who was chairman's lawyer. So Paul Mwite organized another meeting just in Limuru, and we were there, all of us, supporting the chairman. So the dust settled, we still used to link up with chairman. Chairman has so many different houses in this country, in this town rather. So I'd get a call, let's meet this in this place. I go there, chairman, we crack jokes. He tells me, Prezzo, your hair's grown too long. Let my barber take care of you. Cut my hair and all that. So one time when I was leaving chairman's place, right? I'm not going to mention where, but when I was leaving his place, I went to my place. And I was driving and I was contemplating. I was talking to God, I was telling God, please, now I'm so confused, Like, you need to show me a direction somehow, some way, Because I really am confused. And, you know, I don't have a father. You know, like if I had a father, then it would be different. Me, everything I experienced it firsthand, you know. So that you know, God always listens. Yeah. I've come from Ngong Road. I'm driving from Karen, coming towards Junction, and then I had a house on Riara Road. I'm still going through this depression, remember? I pull up my car. We had a show that day. We had a show with a Cannibal. Because Cannibal was staying with me at that time. So we had a show in Eldoret in some university there. So as soon as I pull up the gate, all the way I've been talking to God, you know, to give me a sign or answers. And then my phone rings. Then I hear this lady saying, "Hello, am I speaking to Prezzo?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is him." She goes like, "Hi Prezzo, my name is Precious. I'm calling you from Endemol." So I'm like, Endemol, okay. I didn't know what Endemol was. "I'm calling you from Endemol." I said, "Okay, cool. How can I help you?" She goes like, "We've been doing this. Have you ever watched Big Brother before?" I said, "No, I haven't, but I know about it though." So she says that we have this All Stars Big Brother, you know, series. So we felt like you're the right representative for Kenya.